Welcome to episode 94 of DuckCast. We are here with some really nice little green borders whenever we talk, or at least whenever Mike talks. Mine is just always on for some reason. I don't really understand it.
I don't get to see it.
You don't get to see it. Did you not update
No.
it? I don't even know how it works.
Maybe I didn't update Discord. That's a
I
possibility.
think Discord automatically does it for you, so I don't really understand. But anyway. So how are you doing?
I don't understand either. I'm okay. How are you, Zachary?
I'm good. You posted a new video on your own channel.
The Shark Tale Saga.
It's pretty great.
I appreciate that. I do. That was a video that would have been absolutely nothing without you, Matt, and Mitzi. So I really appreciate that.
Well, consider that our DuckCast April Fool's video, since we don't have one this year for the show.
Yeah, I didn't. You know, the Hunger Games thing I'd like to do again, but I don't really want to do it right now.
Yeah.
Maybe we need more guests first. We killed most of our guests are dead from the last Hunger Games. Like, we could add Matt and Tim to it. We could add. Did we add Kevin to the first one?
I mean, we got a whole bunch of fancy sons coming out of the gate left and right. So I mean, you know.
That is true. I've been playing. I picked up Tomodachi Life again.
Tomodachi.
The Plorgus. Yeah, the Plorgus Island from the original, the show we did, is long gone.
Oh. Rip.
But I've had like several accounts since then because I always delete it and start a new one. But I decided just for quarantine I wanted my own account, and I've been playing a lot less just than I used to, just because it's like I know everything in the fucking game now. But as just like a small thing to look at every once in a while, it's kind of fun. But I rebranded Plorgus Island. I brought Plorgus Island back for this one, and I have every single one of my catchphrases as a character. They're represented as attractive woman. Wabazadu's a character. Boggle Schmoggle's a character. Someone's cooking tea in your house or some shit.
You hear that?
You're like, hi. Yeah.
Wow. I wonder if that's going to pick up on this. That's interesting. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. Bly Kabunza is going to be one. I'm adding Surf Tito, but I also have Zatch and Zatch Liam Fantasy Sim in there.
So what do you mean by rebranding, though? I mean, this is just like the citizens, but what do you mean by rebranding? Is there like a catchphrase now? A slogan?
They say, we're all Plorg in here. Anyway, you can buy T-shirts. They're on our Teespring account.
Wow.
Wow.
I've been saying that a lot tonight, haven't I? Off camera.
But I just wanted to bring that back up just out of fun. Like, me and Brent have been on Discord a lot lately, and he discovered the series. And just because we were looking at stuff on the Duck Brigade, and he had no idea what we did with them. So that was fun.
It must have been. Did he see the Darkness episode, Shadow Mario or whatever?
I don't think so.
That was a good one. That's my favorite.
He saw the one where he gets a divorce.
Must have been a later one.
But not really. It's actually pretty early in.
Really? Anyway.
I don't know, actually. There's not that many episodes, to be fair. There's 19.
Yeah, it's still a lot.
Too much. I enjoyed doing that show. I have like very fond memories of it. It's just when half of the people who voiced in it are not people that you talk to anymore. You kind of got to say goodbye. But the Shark Tale video really brought me back to the good old days of Tomodachi World. It felt very much like doing one of those.
Yeah.
Harder because I had to do all the head wiggles.
As soon as I heard my audio for the first time, I was like, man, I probably should have recorded my own end.
Yeah, but that would have taken longer, and the video may not have been out on time. There's so many things I wanted to do that didn't make it into the video. Like, just like any time you see like me with like my head attached to the blowfish from the film, I want it to kind of like move, kind of like it does in all the other shots. But it was just like, God, I'm going for each of these scenes, and I went on my computer because I worked on it a lot yesterday, and it was like 9 p.m. I'm like, okay, final stretch. I'm gonna stop working at. I'm gonna stop working at 2:30. By then I should have enough done. I went to bed. I finished at 4 a.m. and then went to bed.
Isn't it just like keyframing random keyframes for it to stretch randomly, or do you just time them with the vocals as well? Like, how's that work?
I time it with the vocals roughly. Like, I normally go for it like in one take. Like, listen, they say one word, pause, adjust it.
So that is pretty time consuming then. If you're
Yeah, it takes a while, and
Yeah.
that's not even like I think the thing that took the longest, as lazy as some of them were, the thumbnails, the many thumbnails, is
I'm
what
sure.
took the longest.
Yeah.
That was like, me and Matt were great friends. They kept me like I was talking to them almost every night, working on the video, and we were having a good time, just kind of chatting it up and talking while making the thumbnails, and that was enjoyable. But yeah, it was a very fun video, and I'm gonna keep doing April Fool's videos like it. But I just felt like that's a wrap on Shark Tale. Though I would still like to do the Shark Tale Mac ones at.
But you're frozen on my end. I think his internet went out. That's a no. Technical.
Okay.
Oh, hey, you're
now
back.
He's texting.
Hold on.
I got a really funny
difficulties. Screen.
I'm Zach. I put the Mackle faces up.
Yeah, when Mike cuts up. Okay.
I got a really good screenshot for you.
Yeah. What were you even talking about before you cut out? I forget what I was even saying, or you were saying. I don't know.
I was saying something.
Yeah. Yeah, we were all. That's exactly what I just said. You just reworded it.
I think it was about the video, but I think it was like kind of wrapping up that talk because we should move on. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do more April Fool stuff like that, but it's just time to wrap up Shark Tale. But I would like to do a Mackle and Zatch for real.
Yeah. What do you mean, like a Mackle and? Oh, like I was thinking of like a DuckCast. No, yeah. So
with Matt and Mitzi as guests because they were in.
Yeah. I was gonna say, what path is this new April Fool's thing gonna lead you to now in the future?
I have an idea for what I want to do next year, and I want to actually start working on it early. I'm not like tomorrow or anything, but I have an idea, and I want to actually I like taking a stupid idea for a video and making it really cinematic.
Yeah.
I would like to do a version of that has more time than this one did, because I feel like I feel like this video pulls off a really good, engaging story, but it's also super rushed and uses some really shitty, editing. So much so that I intentionally put in bad edits sometimes. Like one of the intentionally bad edits is at the beginning when I show the Shark Tale and Finding Nemo DVD. The Finding Nemo DVD case is like really, really, really low resolution, but it's also a comment on the quality of the two films, which isn't even true because I said Finding Nemo one, but. What'd you think of that last 5 seconds, by the way?
Over the last
where it's
5
like really
seconds,
sad. It's like really sad and depressing, and then the head stretches out, and then it becomes Finding Nemo versus Shark Tale again.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end he just gave a verdict. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was good. The video
it's
is
why I came to the video. I'm glad I got the answer.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the little add-in of the fact that Mitzi said listen all the time. Very definitely unscripted, and it actually worked in the ending for the ending.
I guess I
should have listened like just the lesson. It always needs that lesson at the end. That's what makes a good ending.
Yeah, I like that too because that's just repetition from editing. Because I kept that phone call scene was probably as weird as it is. That phone call scene was probably the longest one that it took to edit. Just because all the text and I had to listen to it nonstop.
I was reading all that and I was like, man, that must be the most tedious thing. I would have been. The
worst thing is that it is tedious and I can't listen to a podcast or talk to someone while I do it.
But the thing is that in the final product makes it so worth it, but it's just so tedious going through it all.
I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
And what's also great about that is I hate that I didn't get the first fucking director's binge out because that actually is how the director's binges work. It opens every time I have a guest on, it opens with a phone call like that, and it's kind of like a joke of that because normally those calls are going to be 10 seconds long, and here we have a 2-minute domestic dispute. So I kind of wish I would have gotten the first director's binge out, but to me it was still worth it to do that bit. Did you notice the little check mark when it showed the video that you and Mitz and Zatch video? There was a little check mark next to the Ziff prod.
No, I didn't.
you were verified.
That's a critique because that went by very quick with the Oscars thumbnail. That went by a little too quick. But other than that,
I don't. Timing for comedy wise, it had to.
I know,
be
but
very
like
quick.
maybe you could have zoomed in a bit, like show the original shot, and then like maybe for a second or two, just have it zoom in on the thing, just so it's more readable.
Maybe.
I guess because it was
Yeah.
too far away, even without full screen on. But yeah.
I feel bad for spending so much of this episode talking about my shitty Shark Tale video.
Well, I
Did you
brought
see
it
what I
up.
sent in the chat? Yeah,
What do you mean?
I sent something in the chat.
Let's see.
Okay, I guess we're gonna have a DuckCast guest today. I'm seeing your profile picture right now.
Why'd you look at the profile picture? Don't look at the profile picture.
I can't help it. It's on my screen.
Just
I always
be full screen.
I change it in the middle of the episode, Zach, and
I change it
notepad
before
in the
because I
background.
can't. I have to change it before the episode.
If I hit full screen and
You
my
spoiled
screen is
it.
shit
You
lighting like
spoiled
this.
it. Read.
I didn't spoil it.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't say
did.
what it was.
You spoiled it for you and for the audience. You hecker.
Well, it was spoiled for me because you didn't change it.
I can't change it during the episode though. I'm the recorder
Yeah, you
guy.
can.
No, I can't.
Yeah, you can change it still.
No.
Just show that.
No, I'm not gonna show
It's
that.
a little teaser.
No. Because I know that I'm not gonna want to show what's on the thing, so I would have to censor it, and if I censor it,
Realistically,
It's just
anyone
dumb. I
listening
don't know.
is just listening.
I'd rather keep it on this.
Okay.
And then
Well,
just
you
have
can
it
cut
pop
me
up
saying
for
that.
the audience.
If you don't want to spoil it for the audience, you
Listen,
can cut
you're
this
just
part out.
you're just saying all this because you're lazy not to look. All right, you just gotta keep it full screen. That's all you gotta do.
No, if I full screen, then my lighting is shit. I just demonstrated that. I'll demonstrate it again.
Oh.
My lighting now looks horrible. I need Notepad
But
open.
didn't you full screen? No, you full screen in the last episode though, and it was fine.
When did I full screen in the last
Yeah.
episode?
I
I may
remember
have just
you.
not noticed in the last episode. I
This is
also
a
wasn't in the
conundrum.
basement of my house last episode. I was in a room with a light pointed at
Very
me, so I
true.
probably didn't need Notepad open. Yeah.
Speaking of, you need a
maybe.
light other
You're
than
a light.
Notepad. What?
I have
just call me
actual
a light?
lights that I could use. Yeah, I did call you
Is
a
that a
light.
threat?
It wasn't a threat. It was an insult. Maybe.
I'll take it as a threat.
Did you see
and
any
an
funny? Did you see any other funny April Fool's videos today?
No, I'm surprised. Usually every year there's always at least one thing that gets me, and I'm like, yes, I'm so excited for this, and then, oh, it's April Fool's. I look at the
I hate
calendar.
those though.
Yeah, I do too, but
I
usually
like-
at least
I
one
like
of those
the-
happen, and nothing so far.
I like when people just use it as an excuse to make something really stupid. I liked Matt's April Fool's joke. He did a episode of his show where just like in the middle of it he quits and then the episode actually ends, but it was funny.
I saw that one
and he
video
still-
you did, the 6-second one, however long it was.
Oh yeah, that was just something I
was
recorded
good.
while editing the
That was a
Shark
good
Tale,
one.
yeah. Your Movie Sucks did a good one. I Hate Everything did a decent one. There's this one YouTuber I like, and I can't pronounce his YouTube name because it's really weird, but he did an Over the Hedge review, which was really funny. So
Oh, I
many
remember
fucking
that film.
DreamWorks. So many fucking DreamWorks ones, by the way, because his was a DreamWorks movie. I Hate Everything did a Madagascar video. I did a fucking Shark Tale video.
hmm
So much DreamWorks on this year's April 1st.
Also, I should we should have said this before talking about all this April Fool's stuff. You know, the day we're recording this is April 1st.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
not.
think I mentioned that with the Shark Tale video.
Did you?
Maybe not.
I forget.
Maybe not.
But it's not
I
going to
don't
be
remember
April
either.
Fool's when this is up. So for those of you wondering, hey, why are we time traveling back? It's because we're time traveling back. Who knew?
April Fools. All right. Hey Zach, I got a good one for our audience.
Audience,
This
let's
is
go.
our audience. April Fools, you're actually an audience. No, this is the last episode of DuckCast. We're quitting.
Oh, we've said that so
Whoops.
many times. What if
Whoops.
the real April Fool's joke is that we didn't do the joke, but it's too late, I guess. Because we've done it
if the
so many
real-
times. You know? Yeah.
What if the real April Fool's joke is we legitimately never upload another episode after this one? Zach, I want a divorce.
That's my line. Man, 2 divorces canon for my character. That's crazy. I wonder what the next divorce will be.
Yeah, that's
I
two
wonder when
divorces.
my ex-wives will, join up and start a war against me, and I'll have to form my own army. It'll be
Me and
you,
Sticker
Paper
Star.
Mario Sticker Star, someone else, maybe a few others.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what the prison sentence in my video was. I didn't really establish that.
Oh, I thought you just
Uh,
got old.
Well, no.
Well, no,
my
the
character
prison
goes to
sentence was
prison.
more of just like you can't escape your fate, and it's like it was prison was more of a metaphor for just life, keeping you in this struggle of like always wanting, not wanting to review Shark Tale stuff, but you have to. You know, the law.
I like your view on it. We'll go with that.
Because the prison thing made no sense anyway. I mean, you're making videos in prison that you wouldn't do that.
No, it cuts to 19 years later.
It's in his head. It's like he's in prison. He feels like he's in a prison, but he's
No,
not
like,
really, literally.
It jumps from 2049 to 2068.
The cops though were real. It is actually a law that Michael Bemis cannot stop reviewing Shark Tale stuff. That actually happened, but he did not go to prison.
I just figured it was the character. I just figured it was the character having a breakdown. I like the metaphorical side that you added to it a lot, but I just like it's like he did something, and it could have been a bank robbery. It could have been he murdered
He just stopped
Mackle.
doing the Shark Tale videos. That was it. No one, the world around you that you've established does not like you doing that kind of stuff. You know.
Don't explain my art to me, Zachary. If I want to interpret it as,
yeah.
Michael was secretly gay the whole time. Wait, I guess it wouldn't be secretly if we were married, but Oscar the fish was secretly gay the whole time. Representation, I did it. Give me good boy points. Fuck you.
You know what I saw earlier? Like, I think it was maybe last year's Golden Globes or this one's, but like there was a speech from Ricky Gervais that I was like, whoa, he actually said all this stuff. Like, you probably didn't say it, but like he did this whole.
I did.
Yeah, you did. You know, like a anti-Hollywood stuff.
He always goes up and like he really went hard to this last year.
Yeah, I respect his speech though. That was a good one. He was open.
I like it.
I like how it was like he knew it was like his last time hosting, so he just didn't.
That was this year's.
Yeah. It was so good.
He did that this year. It was, it's enjoyable. It's not really shocking anymore because he's been doing it for so long, but
I haven't kept up with, his work or anything, so for me it was just like, wow, this is really cool to see.
Yeah, no, it's a good one. I guess before we jump into movies, like there's two things we could talk about. We could also save them if you want.
I also have Animal Crossing on the side if you want as a side thing.
That was one of them because you could talk about that, and I actually could talk about something too, but definitely not in as much detail. But I picked up New Leaf again because I got jealous seeing everyone play it. New Leaf is still enjoyable.
You restarted your island?
No, kept it going.
Good.
Yeah, and I actually have an idea for it now. I've been doing some. I actually have finally got that motivation I need for my talent. I know what I'm going to do with it.
Oh.
It's going to take a long time. It's a very good anxiety reducer during these troubling times, to be honest. Sure. And New Leaf is still a good game. My only critique with New Leaf is I don't like. The music's not bad. I love the music in the old one so much more. I want to like.
I feel the same. I feel that way with this compared to New Leaf, which is weird. Maybe that's just because I don't know. I play New Leaf more than
nostalgia nostalgia for me could play a factor with that like GameCube soundtrack. Oh man, it has such like a special place in my heart. I use it like as background music all the time, just because I love the way it sounds. It's just relaxing to me. But yeah, and the other thing we could talk about is Better Call Saul, but we could also wait until.
I saw the recent episode just earlier today.
Nice.
Really liked it, by the way.
I love what they're doing with it. I always do love what they're doing with it. I've learned with Better Call Saul over the years of watching it just to be patient. Because it is like a show. I always like remember watching the old seasons. Like, okay, it's slow now, but it's going to get super fast paced eventually. And literally,
season 3 was the most waiting for me. Every other season at least had enough, but not that season 3 was bad because it introduced Gus back into Better Call Saul.
It also has that courtroom episode, which to me is the most fast paced episode of the show.
But like, I remember during that time, you and I were like, okay, things are just kind of happening, But this
it is a slow paced season. Yeah, this season's been great. I really love. I guess spoilers for Better Call Saul. What I like so much about that outburst scene at the end of the most recent episode.
The last episode, right?
Yeah, the most recent one where he's like freaking out at Howard.
Oh, that.
You saw that?
The last one. Yeah, I thought you meant the one before with Kim, but that one was great.
Yeah, I love. Yeah, we honestly, there's been several episodes, so I guess for now, I'm just talking about the most recent.
Episode 7
Um,
is
yeah.
the recent one. Yeah.
What I like so much about that though is not only is it just like such a Saul Goodman moment, like
Mm-hmm.
that does not. There's no Jimmy there at all when he's having that outburst. But it's just also just like I love the line when he says,
Shooting thunderbolts out of his fingertips.
yeah, not just that though. He like starts going on about how small of a part that Howard plays in this. Like you're this, and what I think is
Yeah.
interesting about that is ever since Chuck was killed off the show, Howard really is a small part of the show. He had a bigger part before, but like I think we've seen him 3 times this season,
Mm-hmm.
and we're almost at the end of it. Like he like the only reason he's even in the show anymore is because there's that small connection to Cut Chuck that him and Jimmy share.
I'm kind of fine with that, and I think the writers
Oh, I like
are
it. I
very.
like it.
I think the writers are very well aware of how much Howard doesn't really have any significance left, but that
I think
they
that's the
found this
point.
little opportunity though with him
Yeah.
and Jimmy, which is great.
Yeah, that's what I like about so much.
He's
Though. That's
pushing
why
Jimmy
I
a
feel
bit
like
more to the
I
soft
literally
side.
think that. Yeah, I literally think that that line has significance because it's the transition from Jimmy McGill to Saul Goodman,
Mm-hmm.
and Saul Goodman doesn't have Howard in it. Saul Goodman doesn't have Chuck in it. Kim is very interesting because now there's like literally theories that she's like secretly on the like she was secretly in Breaking Bad and we just didn't know. Which I mean, I don't believe it, but I'm
I
not
feel like
ruling it
something's gonna happen to her bad by the end of the show. Like she's
Yeah,
being more
maybe
open
even
minded
this
about
season.
Jimmy's side. He's having a really bad influence on her from when we first got
Yeah,
introduced to her to now, and like something's bad's gonna happen to her. Not maybe
it might
not getting
happen this
killed, but
season
like
too.
she's gonna lose all of her credibility by the end of the show.
Yeah,
It's gonna be so bad.
yeah. Well, he's getting involved in the cartel now. Maybe something will
He
happen
has
there.
been technically, but this is, I mean, I guess in the biggest way, this is like a pretty big cartel guy, right? So
When he has a bag over his head, tied up in the desert with Walter White and Jesse Pinkman pointing guns at him, he says, "No, it wasn't me. It was Ignacio." And then when they like say like who, and he says, "What? You're not Lalo?" Those are the two characters that he's working with right now.
yeah.
I probably already said that last episode. We talked about this actually,
Hmm.
but I've really liked it. What about Animal Crossing? Anything you want to talk about with that game?
So for the longest time, I've been trying to like get enough a good rating for my town so I can get KK Slider to perform and for the credits to roll, and so I could get terraforming, which is the stuff to do with rivers, waterfalls, cliffs, all that, paths. And I finally got it done. So this whole area was like a hill on top of a hill. I kind of removed that third layer, and now these logs things are going to be trees. I'm gonna put down the berry trees there, and I'm just kind of laying out my plan or whatever. Really nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put like staircases on the top and left, right, and bottom to get up to this thing. And I don't know. I'm just glad that I finally have this freedom to kind of
Yeah.
really do anything. And it's great. You can not only remove stuff, but also create
Well,
stuff like the cliffs, which I don't know. It's just such a great idea, such a great mechanic that I wish was
People have been doing people have been doing some pretty crazy stuff in the new game. I saw someone literally turn their town into like a part of their town or island into the boss battle with Sans and Undertale.
I want to look up soon. I want to look up concepts and get some inspiration for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe not anything on a meme level, but like I definitely know I want a residential area, an area for shops, area for trees. I saw one cool area on like there's like a lighthouse on top of some cliffs right in the back in the middle with surrounded by like 3 waterfalls, 2 on the sides and 1 in the front. Looks really nice. And then a bridge
Nice.
right in front of that. I don't know, it just looks really good.
Awesome.
Yeah, a lot of great concepts to do. Trying to think. Also got some new villagers, but like trying to get rid of a few, I think, in the long term. Because like a few I like, and then some others are like, there's like that list of like, okay, definitely keep, and then there's the ones like you can care less about. Like if a new villager comes along in a campsite, You know who to get rid of first. Um,
Can you like kill villagers in this game? Is that what you're saying?
no one will ever know. It'll take too long to actually get to them, but I'll show the faces on the map thing. So at number 1 to go away is Spike, who's a rhinoceros. I just don't like his aura, man. He's not as good as Fauna or Ellie. Okay, if you don't know Fauna or Ellie, they're really sweet. Fauna's like a grandma in a deer body. She says dearie all the time. It's great. And Ellie's just a fat elephant. Who wouldn't want that?
Yeah.
So Spike's gotta go someday. Who also has to go someday is Rodeo. I've talked about him on the last episode. He's this bull with red eyes. He's like, I think, the 3rd villager I got, but you know what? Not the right tone for the town of Schmiegelbop. 3rd on the list, not as bad as Rodeo and Spike. He's kind of cool, but he has an ego. And he likes to wear ninja clothes, even though he's a bird. Ken has to go someday.
Do you have Alfonso?
I don't know who they are. But
it's like an alligator.
Ones I'm definitely keeping, though, are Sly and Rocket, because they started with them, so why not? Aurora, the penguin. Fauna, Ellie, because they're great. And Twiggy. She has an ego, too, but she's wholesome. She wants to be a pop star someday. I'm going to help her do it. Even if it never happens.
I want to show you my villagers, too.
Okay. You know what I'm also disappointed by while you're doing that? There's a few things that I wish they brought from New Leaf.
Maybe they will, though. They might be, like, adding shit to the game.
I hope. Sharks and bugs on trees. I've only seen, like, 1 or 2 on trees, and that's it. No sharks at all, which I really liked from New Leaf. And I also really wish they added more shops like the cafe, because the only stuff that's other than homes and the city hall are Nook's Cranny, the shopping store with clothes, the campsite, and the museum, and that's it. I wish there was like stuff like a cafe and whatnot like businesses, but there's nothing like that. No hair place, no shoe place, nothing.
I'm from what I understand, they might be like adding like updates as the game goes on.
I really hope. I mean, just more building other than homes would be great.
I want to share one room of my house in New Leaf since I've actually taken it seriously. I understand it's disappointing right now. And we're going from like the new game to the old school, but I've created this room, which is basically the cult room. We have a bunch of gyroids bowing down to our god.
Who's the god?
It's this guy right here. He's got a nice happy face.
Oh.
And if you hit A, we can upset the god. Did I upset the? Oh wait, no, I didn't click on.
I don't hear anything really.
We can upset. I don't have my audio on, but that upsets the god.
Oh.
So we don't want to touch him.
The wallpaper
it's my cult.
You've seen
The wallpaper is like that's just what it was like when I found it. I don't want to interfere with holy ground.
I know, but like you remember Mitzi's thing that she posted in that one Discord call we were in when I went to her place. She had that one wallpaper it was just eyes, just staring at you on all the walls with black surrounding the eyes. It was just creepy.
Yeah, I don't remember.
You could have that everywhere, floors and walls. Consider
This is Canberra. I think it's a he.
I think it's a she since there's pink text around the name.
And he calls me bitch because I guess I got it to say bitch.
It let you do that?
I had to put it's 2 eyes.
So far the villagers have only asked me to give me a nickname for myself.
Yeah.
Which is sad. That would be great if like, hey, what should you call me? And everyone else in the town to call me. I would love for them to ask that. Like Rock, I don't know, calling them a cunt or something. I don't know. That would be great. Wholesome.
I just don't want a pitfall. Did they get rid of pitfalls, or are those still in the game?
They technically removed pitfalls, but you can craft them with a DIY recipe. Which I guess if you invite people over to your island and want to prank them. But I don't really see the point in that. But yeah, I'm glad they removed it.
This is my second favorite villager right here. His name is. I have a bad look at him right now. Hold on, okay. Give me a second. This is important.
I'm sorry.
Okay, this is second favorite, Roscoe. He's a black horse, and he's one of my originals too.
I'd say a no for Roscoe, but if he's your original, I can understand. I respect that.
He's like a bro though, but he's also a bit of an asshole. So there's that.
Well, Triggy could be an asshole too, so I can kind of understand why.
This is Tia, and she's new, and I'm skeptical.
She's dressed like a clown. She's kind of scary. You know who I had at my campsite that I said no to? There was this bunny with. Let me look on my phone. There was like a blue-faced bunny. It looked like the kid from Willy Wonka just came into Animal Crossing. I don't know, man.
I have a blue bunny in my town, actually.
It was like only the head was blue though. The body wasn't blue.
That is weird.
It was dark blue. He was a guy. He had a mustache, I think. It was very.
Mine
weird.
doesn't have a mustache.
Very unsettling.
Well, this is my favorite villager. As you can see, I've got him calling me a really classic name.
Is that a rooster? Named Goose.
Goose. Yeah.
I want it.
And all he fucking does is talks about going to the gym, and I love him. He's my
Sly
favorite.
does that. My crocodile. He always talks about working out. There should be a gym. You know, a place you can hit the punching bag, go on a treadmill.
I agree. Now I'm going to show you my least favorite villager, and I want him. I hate him, but I want him to stay because I feel like having a good rival is important. And it's funny because he's my rival. I've gotten him to like do all of the Ned Flanders catchphrases. Like he calls me neighbor. He greets me by saying "Howdly diddly," and he calls me Neighborino. Oh, I got a bad look at him. Welcome to Casa de Doc, Neighborino. Howdly diddly. Well, I gotta show you that.
I can't see the villager though.
You can't see him that
I
well
see
in
the thing. Yes. Yeah. Wait, is that? No. It is. Doc. It's Doc. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Wait, he has a mustache?
Maybe. Let me look him up again. Let me just see a picture. Yeah, that's definitely him. Glasses. Yep, he looks like he's a 40-year-old guy trying to display himself as a kid villager like the rest of them. He's not who you think he is. He's a mad scientist.
Look at his fucking house. Look how much of a fucking hoarder he is.
I hate Doc. He's so creepy.
He's my worst enemy, and like I said, that's funny because he is my worst enemy, and I only keep him around because I feel like I need an enemy. I feel like it's good to have like one villager that you hate.
As soon as I saw him, I was just scared. I was like, okay, give me a free thing, play a game with me. He gave me something for free from winning his game, and then I just left after that. I didn't talk to him more.
Goose sent me a letter that, if I have it, I'm going to read it, because... what the hell? Wait, I want to find the letter that Goose sent me, because it's what made me his favorite.
Let me get out the letter that Mitzi sent me once, that I saved. It was pretty funny.
Did I not save this letter? I hope I saved it. I don't think I saved it. Oh no. Oh no, I got rid of the letter!
I just love the idea of like someone listening to this episode and then they look up and they just see us both looking down at playing our games, our Animal Crossing games.
This one is pretty good too. I found this is from Goose, my favorite villager. How's it going, Sad Mackle? That's my character's name. I found some awesome stationery, so I thought I'd write you this letter. Yep, just writing you a letter. Want to do some push-ups later? Let me know. Totally ripped Goose.
Nice.
He's a beautiful bastard.
I got this from Mitzi. It's going to be backwards, but I'll read it for you. So this says, Dear Ziff, this is a threat. From Mitzi. Also has that little cute cat uwu thing. Yeah. At least she added that. But yeah, Mitzi's on my hit list, so don't worry. Everything's going to be okay.
That's all good. This is like, this is what my least favorite villager sent me. Doc, this is what his letter is. And I think his letter is just awkward and makes him seem like a weirdo. To my friend, Sad Mackle, we're not friends, first of all.
Yeah.
I found a bell inside your letter. I did not put a bell inside of his letter. I'm accidentally rich. I was going to draw a picture, but my red crayon is missing. This is terrible. Oops. Snack time. Just chillin'. Doc.
Oops. Snack time.
So, he's a sociopath.
He is, yeah. At first,
he's
I
a
thought he was
dangerous
just gloating,
sociopath.
showing off that, oh, look at these free bells I have. I'm rich.
Yeah,
But things are not going so well for him, and that gives you pleasure, and that's good.
yeah,
That's a good thing.
yeah. But he's my rival, and I kind of feel like I got to keep him around.
Understandable.
As long as I know he's there, I know that things can't get any worse.
That's what they say
you wanna
before
do-
things actually get worse, though. But
That's true.
yeah.
We'll do our movie discussion. I feel like we've been
Yeah.
talking about a lot of bullshit for a while now.
Hopefully, we'll have time for some extra guests who may or may not come, and may
We
or may
will.
not have been spoiled. Who knows?
I feel like the movie discussion might be shorter this time, but I'm not sure.
Let's see. Let's talk about what you want to talk about first.
We kind of been switching back and forth. I think we got to do.
I don't remember the order every time.
I think we did Prince of Egypt first last time, so we'll do your movie first this time.
So the other guys.
Describe what it is.
The other guys is a comedy, kind of like a. What's it called? Like a kind of like a parody of like those buddy cop shows or movies with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. Michael Keaton's in it as well, and I really like his character. It's just this comedy, like someone recommended to me years ago, and I was like, it's Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell. I didn't really think anything of it, and like just one day I see it on Netflix, I'm bored, I'm like, okay, whatever, and I'm just surprised by how funny it actually is. Not every joke lands, but like most of the jokes, I was just it's a good balance of like random, but also like just the right kind of random, where you can have them on t-shirts and just like out of context stuff. They're just great. You could think back on them and they're just fantastic. You can see a lot of improv moments in there, and just everyone had fun. The script was fun. The characters were full of personality. It's supposed to be a parody kind of movie, and it succeeded. And I'm very surprised. I've seen it a few times already, and I just really love the movie.
Cool.
It's really funny.
So I will say this movie had some zingers in it. There were parts where I was laughing pretty fucking hard. I think the part that made me laugh so fucking hard, and I literally, once the movie was over, rewinded back to it, is when, and this might be a common favorite, but when Samuel Jackson and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson jump off the building, and they have so much confidence, and they're playing that song, and then they just die. The only thing I will say is I think that should have been more gory. I don't think that was realistic. How like
it's just not really the point. I love the opening too, of like how over the top it was. Like they fly a car into a bus, and then they drive the bus into the thing, and then they launch the car from the bus into the museum, and then it blows up. Like it's just ridiculous.
I just love how it's because like they're two action because they're two action heroes in a movie. Like they have like this like relentless confidence in anything they can do, and they pull off something that even the other characters in the movie that have seen them pull off incredible things are like, we have no idea what like was going on in the second they decided to do this. We don't know. Like at the funeral, like I
love the narrator. Like I don't know what happened, but that shit was crazy. Like, it's just so casual.
There were a lot of other parts that I got a good bit of laughs out of this movie. I have to say.
Sorry, yeah.
I will always appreciate a movie that does more than humor. Because I feel like, my favorite cop comedy is definitely Hot Fuzz, and I don't think that to me that's a movie that like where the characters are all it's very funny, but it's a good parody, but the characters are really likable, and there's so much with the way it was shot, and the story's interesting. And this one, to me, it's like, for me, the only thing it has going for it is there were scenes that I thought were pretty funny. I thought Will Ferrell was pretty likable, honestly. I did not like Mark Wahlberg.
Really? I love him. I love him so much. He's so good.
I just thought he was like a jerk. I guess he got better near the end, and that's kind of the cliche, but like, that's fine because it's a parody, but it's just like, I didn't like any of the characters in this. I just thought they were all assholes. I thought they were all just the biggest fucking pricks. Will Ferrell's nice throughout most of it, but then
it's just like so funny how odd of assholes like they are, just for no reason. It's just really funny.
I don't know. Like I don't want to go too hard on it for that, because it is like I can see what this movie is. It's not trying to be like something. It's not trying to be a masterpiece. It's two people getting together and trying to make like funny jokes, and they pulled off a fair amount.
What'd you think of the line? when Michael Keaton's character like gets asked like how's your kid doing, and he's like, oh, you know, they're bisexual. Like, just so casual. He always has to bring up the fact that their kid's bisexual.
I honestly don't remember.
Like, I'm doing this job so I can put my kid through college so they can explore their bisexuality, like, and become a DJ. Like, it's just so stupid. He's such a sad character who has a side job at like at Bath and Beyond.
There were jokes, yeah. That I thought
and he
was
goes
funny too.
In that final scene when he like they bust the guys, and like he leans over Will Ferrell's character and you can see him still wearing the Bed Bath and Beyond shirt.
Yeah. There, like I said, like I think when it comes to like humor, there were several parts I thought were funny. I thought it was fun. Like the scene where he goes to see that girl that he was with 13 years ago, and like how big of a cuck his like her current husband, and that was like, I can't say that there was anything clever about that. That was really stupid, but I was laughing during the scene because of how absurd it was.
It's weird. It's like movies like this are too random most of the time, where they're just not funny. But something with like the absurdity of how the lines were written, as well as the delivery of the fantastic talent that they've casted here, like I just really loved it. It was just so absurd. I really loved also just Will Ferrell's character just like constantly hating his wife in front of his friend.
Yeah, to me that's what made him. That's like what took the one likable character in the movie and made him unlikable.
It was so
I don't know. I guess it's supposed to be funny, and that's fine. I didn't really like that to be honest.
She's just like so sweet and nice, and she just takes everything that she gets thrown at her from him.
I want to like my heroes while laughing with them, you know?
It's this kind of movie where it's like they're not like, when it comes to like parody characters like this, they're not supposed to be too deep or anything. Like when your character tells this backstory of like when they were a pimp in college, you should know what you're getting yourself into and can look back on other scenes being like, okay, I'm not taking this character too seriously. I'm here for the laughs.
I agree, but I also want to like my characters. Like, I mean, Hot Rod is a parody movie and it's being really silly, but I don't think the characters in that movie are unlikable. I didn't mean to say Hot Fuzz. I actually was talking about Hot Rod, but Hot Fuzz. The thing is, though,
Simon Pegg is like the everyman in that film. No, but in this film, there really isn't an everyman.
I wasn't talking about Hot Fuzz, though. I was really talking about Hot Rod, the one with fucking Andy Samberg and all people in it. Hot Fuzz I was actually going to bring up again, too. Like, Hot Rod's a parody of, like, sport movies, or, like, the inspiring sport movie with, like, or, I don't know, like, just, it's, like, motorcycles in that movie and not, like, sport. It's, like, same deal, though. It's, like, someone wants to be something, but their stepfather doesn't approve and doesn't respect them, and it's like very cliche, and it is a parody movie. But I feel like the characters are still likable in that movie, and I just didn't like these guys. And you know, I do think it manages to be funny with a lot of like how absurd, like how strange a lot of it is. But I could, like, I don't know, when nothing else has me invested in it, I have a hard time getting into it. It's one of my favorite recommendations from you personally, but it wasn't a complete waste of time. It wasn't like Always Be My Maybe where I didn't even laugh at it. I did actually think several parts in this movie were pretty funny. I did find myself laughing.
Are you not the type of person that likes not that they were like completely animated to the point of like Doug Walker or anything, but like, you know, animated enough where they could be like these very wacky characters?
I feel like Hot Rod does that, and I like Hot Rod, but I just like, I don't know. It's like Mark Wahlberg is like being an asshole for no reason throughout so many of the scenes. And again, like to some people that they might like find a lot of humor in that and they might like that. And that's kind of ironic coming from me, considering some of the characters in my old videos who were just assholes for the sake of being assholes. But it's just not something I normally enjoy when I'm watching a movie. And I think that because I want to like the characters, even if it is a comedy. Even if it's a comedy, it doesn't have to be super deep. It doesn't have to be like a master story or anything. It's just like, I want to like the characters, and I didn't like these guys.
For this, I can have that disconnect easily, because like you're very well aware of the tone from the very beginning of the movie. That's just this over the top kind of taking things to extremes, even personalities. Like this one thing happens to Mark Wahlberg's character, and he just like hates everyone, hates the world, and like that's not realistic, but like that's just an extreme, and they're just trying to. That's just the character, you know. He's just a at first like a bland one-dimensional kind of thing, like you can understand the personality and the mannerisms, but like as the movie just goes on, like that's okay, able to open up like any movie does. But like I don't know, it's just how it is, I guess. I don't know, you're just
Fair enough.
either into that sort of tone or not. I just really love the assortment of characters.
It's
even Steve
not...
Coogan, it was great.
It's less. I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. It's not. I don't know. Like, I basically I would just be repeating myself. Like, I hear what you're saying, and I think it's fair enough. If I'm watching something, even if it is exclusively a comedy, it does not have to have like a brilliant story or like the most complex characters, but I want to like them. And it's okay if you have like one asshole character, like when we talked about Kicking and Screaming earlier this season with Matt. There was like some of those characters were fucking assholes, but I don't think they all were. I thought some of them, there was like more personalities going around. Will Ferrell, I actually did kind of like his personality in this movie, and then there's scenes that kind of take that away, where he's just acting like a prick for no reason other than it's funny. And that takes, to me, it just takes away from it. Like at one point, I had to like just openly say to myself, like, I don't care what happens. I'm not invested in these people. I don't care what happens at the end, but I will probably laugh at more stuff that happens in the movie, and that's all the experience comes from me. And yeah, I don't think that's my type of movie, to be honest.
That's interesting.
But I didn't hate it though. I really didn't hate it. It like there were parts that I'm glad I saw, and like I said, that one part with them jumping off the building was like so fucking funny to me that I want to watch that like again after this call. Like that
camera pan is so good.
Yeah, and it's just the song selection is so perfect too, and it's just I just love how like they're waving their arms around. It's like this real action scene, and then it just goes on long. It doesn't cut though, like it would in a normal action movie. It just keeps going and going and going. Like shit.
Yeah.
There was some clever stuff in it. I'm trying to think of like, because I've kind of said my critiques of it. I don't want to leave this like sounding too bitter, so I'm trying to think of other scenes.
That one scene I love this scene so much. The parody of this could either be for like a cop buddy thing or like any like a high school thing or whatever, but like that parody of like bullies picking on the guys and they're like everyone's crowding around like yeah beat them up, and then the authority figure has to come in and like break it up. The parody of that in the funeral, where because they're at a funeral they have to keep it quiet and everyone's just whispering, and then Michael Keane comes in like guys break it up, just everyone's whispering the whole time, just so good. I saw that for the first time I was dying.
I did think it was funny that when they cut back to when Will Ferrell's character was in college, they did not get a younger person to play him. That was funny to me because Will Ferrell's like a really old, like he's getting old. Yeah. And he does not look like a college student, and it's so apparent that it actually made that scene pretty funny to me. Him being oblivious to being a pimp, and then in the one scene where they're driving in the chase at the end, and just like he flat out admits it, yeah, I was a pimp. That was funny. I thought that like a lot of it is the delivery. Like I do think that they were able to. I can't say the performances suck because they were able to deliver some of the jokes very well. I don't like those two other cops. Aside, there was the two jerk cops who are. That's a fucking thing that Christian says. Jesus Christ.
I kind of like the scene when they go to the school and they're like, okay, we got to pass up the tasers, pass up the guns. Who wants to come with a ride along? Like that was great.
That was the one scene I liked with them. That scene was funny to me. And yeah, like it's I guess. It's
there's also one line I forget what it was, but like there was like I don't know if you like remember laughing during this part, but like somewhere early on in the movie when Mark Wahlberg takes Will Ferrell to go to a scene, which they end up crashing. But like when they call up the two guys that are in the car, there's like one of the guys says something to the other guy, like the end of a conversation, but it's like this really you can tell like the conversation was very weird. I don't know, just like out of blue. I don't remember laughing at that. Maybe. Anyway.
There was one trope of a cop movie that I saw them make fun of that I don't think I've seen another movie make fun of. Is like a realistic reaction to a building behind them blowing up. I
forget.
Just like a building blows up when they're not like like when they're a little far from it, but it still like injures them. While in like most action movies, even fucking Better Call Saul recently, you have Gus walking away from the
That was
Los
amazing, by the way.
Hermanos.
So cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. But this was kind of like a realistic version of that. To be fair, Gus was pretty far away from the building by the time it exploded, so
there's a whole blooper reel of Will Ferrell improvising these lines on the floor. They're so good.
I did see the post-credit scene where they where it's just them sitting at the restaurant and they just kind of break character and start laughing.
I might have not seen that. I don't know.
Yeah, there's like a quick like little thing at the end of it, but yeah, I mean, you know, it's not my favorite, Zach, but I appreciate the recommendation, and there were parts of it that I'm glad I saw.
Cool.
And yeah, so I'll give it a thumbs up.
Thumbs up out of thumbs up.
I don't know how to rate this one because it's probably like
it's just a different kind of comedy for me. Yeah. I just was very surprised by it.
Like with how I normally rate movies, you know, it would be under a 5, but I don't know if I want to like rate it like that.
Like with the cast in this movie, you would think it would have been like a very predictable kind of comedy, but like I don't know. For me, it surprised me.
It is very weird. A lot of the humor, like there is stuff in the movie that happens that I don't see coming. Like there is like it did have
some care into it, in my opinion.
I would agree. I don't think as a film it has care put into it. I think as something as like a comedy act, it has effort put into it. I mean, I can't say like it's void of effort completely as a film because there are like, you know,
again, not every joke lands. There's some like Will Ferrell-esque kind of movie jokes in there that just don't work, and they're just random.
It is one of the best Will Ferrell movies I have ever seen. I will give it that because Will Ferrell comedies normally are not this funny. This was one of his better ones for sure.
So let's talk about Bandersnatch before we go over to 2 hours or something.
Bandersnatch is the Black Mirror movie, basically. It's the first time they're doing a film. And it definitely worked as a movie because it's interactive, and it would be kind of weird.
To be fair, most of their episodes are pretty long enough. Like sometimes go over an hour and 30 minutes, right? I think.
I don't know if they've gone over an hour and 30 minutes. They maybe have gone over an hour, but I don't know.
Anyway.
Maybe.
Anyway.
But anyway, this is the first official movie from them, and I think it's good to keep it separated from the show because it's interactive, and it might be kind of weird if just a random episode was interactive.
There was an Easter egg of another Black Mirror episode in this, by the way.
I heard that. Yeah. I heard that. I didn't know what it was, but I've heard people say that. Okay, so Bandersnatch is basically about a young game developer who wants to. This is like way back when games are first, like very early stages of game design. Takes place in the 1980s. Yeah, and he wants to make a game based off of one of the old Choose Your Own Adventure books, and the movie reflects that style, where it's kind of like Choose Your Own Adventure, but at the same time, it's like your choices don't matter. A lot of people don't like that your choices don't matter, and you get a lot of similar endings as a result. It's almost the point though of it. But there is
the point of it is they even say a lot in some. They even say in some parts of it, like kind of talking about the game, but like very non-subtly talking about the interactive adventure that you're playing. That's very complex, and like, you know, you just gotta keep trying different things to like get a surprising different answer.
Just to finish my summary, because I have to do that summary. But yeah, it's like basically he's just like making this game, and it's his slow descent into madness, which was, you know, very Black Mirror of them. It gets very dark very quick. And there are some things that you have control over, but there's also things that if you want to see what the real ending is, you have to do no matter what. Like you have to. Spoilers, you have to murder your dad in this. I played it so many different times, and there's not a single ending where you don't have to do. If you do that, it ends early. That's it. That's all there is to it. There's a big argument that this is like Bandersnatch was bad because your choices don't matter. I think one, people fail to see the point of the special when they say that, and it's fine to criticize it. This is just my counter argument to it. And two, it's not even necessarily true because there's some really silly endings that you can get out of this that were enjoyable. But I digress. Zachary, what did you think of Bandersnatch?
Keep in mind, I didn't get to see all of the endings, but I tried my best to see as many as I could.
Yeah.
The red bar for me, like the, in the resume thing or whatever, it was close to halfway, but not even halfway yet. And I never got over that mark. So I don't. There's a lot of endings I'm pretty sure I didn't even see, but most
Did
of the
you
time,
kill your dad?
sometimes, yeah. Again, like I did as much as I could, but most endings that ended up with the end credits rolling were with him in the prison. I also had some endings like he went with his mom on a train and then
That's
cut.
I think that's like the official ending. So I think you got like the.
Although that was all in his head, so I don't think that's the best ending. He died in the therapy room, but
It's
yeah,
a more
there's some
peaceful
scenes.
ending.
There was some stuff where he got the 5 out of 5. There was some stuff. What's it? I just lost my train of thought. Fuck. But I did as much as I could, but I definitely didn't see everything. I tried. I know early on, like I killed off Colin after killing Stefan first. By the way, and that ended. But a lot of because of Colin dead, a lot of stuff just it's very linear for the most part. I mean, you can learn about the PACS thing and do that, but other than that, there's a lot that you kind of need Colin around for. And then keeping him around, there's more dead ends, and I just couldn't. I don't know. You're able to, after killing the dad, Colin can come over and you can kill him or not kill him, and not killing him just ends it, or the boss comes over and you just kill him immediately. There's just a lot of dead ends that I just couldn't.
I never killed the boss.
Never killed who?
I never killed the boss. I didn't know you could do that.
So I think it's when you chop up the dad. I think you bury or chop up the dad, whichever, and because
I know he comes to your house in one of them, but I don't think
I
guess I picked something.
Yeah. There's one decision where the boss decides to come to your house and Colin just stays.
Yeah. That's interesting.
But it just kind of, he goes to your house, he's like, he sees the dead body, he's like, oh, and then just kind of cuts. And like the news report, and like Colin says something on the news report, and that's it.
Yeah.
The prison thing. But
nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked it though.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool one, and I played through it once with Gage, and then like months later I replayed it through with Pinsack, and I got different endings both times. Like I thought I saw everything when I played with Gage, but then Nick uncovered new shit. You saw the Netflix ending, right?
Yeah,
that one's.
I did. I tried both. As many of the options during the fight thing as possible. Him trying to get out the window and the directors talking to him, all that stuff. It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just such a funny moment. Like it's just so meta, but it's like a good type of, because meta humor can get annoying, but that worked.
I am curious of like trying to do all the endings at some point, but like I'm assuming the Netflix option always leads to dead ends.
Yeah, I've seen 2 different endings with the Netflix choice, and I think there are only 2.
Yeah, I've tried as much as all the options I could during that one, after that one, and I kind of just went with the yes and no symbol after that, always.
Yeah.
But even then, I just kept seeing the same stuff, and then sometimes new things, but not enough. I'm trying to get... I'm curious if there's like a 5-star ending where he's happy, and from what you said earlier, I guess the dad never lives, so he's always going to be a murderer.
I have not seen unless it ends before you make it to that point. I have not seen an ending. But like
he needs the 5-star rating. He needs to find out about his past and the dad and the therapist. He needs to... I don't know, he just needs to know everything, but also get the 5-star rating, and I need that to happen. Also with Colin still alive. I haven't seen much with the Bandersnatch thing. Only a few glimpses, few scenes, but we don't really know what this creature is yet. And I'd like to see more of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much more there is to see.
There's gotta be. That red line is not near the end for me ever. Both times I tried things.
Yeah, but that might just be a weird thing with Netflix. Have you ever done the interactive stuff before?
No. But like, again, I did 2 different kinds of games. Backtracking sometimes during those games, but like both times when I stopped doing those 2 games, they never exceeded past the halfway point. And like, think of it like playing a movie on Netflix, resume, and it's like at near the very end, like where you are during it on that line. And I feel like even with this, it shows you how close you were to the actual ending. And for me, it never went too far. So I think I still have a lot yet left to see. There's some sort of option or two that I'm missing. It's complex.
All right.
That's my theory. A game theory.
A game theory. Cool. Yeah, I don't have too much else to say from it, from what we already discussed. Pretty sum up my thoughts. I really like it. I think it's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the interactive adventure thing could be really tedious with a movie, but Black Mirror made it work very well.
It worked. They did a good job.
Yeah.
It was their first time trying this kind of format, but I think they did a good job.
Yeah.
They did a lot with it. I mean, like, kudos to them. They put a lot of work into this. And
did you
all that
see
programming, all that programming with the timing and everything was must have stressed them out. I was thinking the same thing watching it. Like all those times, like all those cuts, like, okay, this is gonna lead to this.
And it shows the mental
the edit. I just have a lot of respect for the editor.
Yeah.
You know,
who maybe murdered his dad and went to prison after making this.
Even like editing certain things where like you experience certain stuff and like then you're backtracking, but and then it shows you quick glimpses of stuff you already went through, but there's like so many different moments when those things happen.
Yeah.
And like in different orders, and like, you know, you just have to give editing a whole lot of respect for that. I hope they got a good paycheck from that job.
Yeah.
I wonder how many editors there were. If there was only one, I'd be surprised.
I don't know. A lot of times there is only one editor. That's mainly for movies. Black Mirror, this is kind of a TV movie. I think it won an award at the Emmys for Best TV Movie. I'm not sure, though. It definitely was nominated, at least. I didn't even watch the Emmys. I just saw that one part. But, yeah, cool. But, you have a ranking for it, or?
I haven't seen the whole thing, technically, though, so I don't know. It's a TBA.
All right. I give it an 8
TBD,
out of 10.
sorry. What's TBA? Is that even a thing? I don't know.
Do we have time? I guess movie recommendations for next episode.
Right. What should I recommend?
I've got mine. So I've been thinking about my recommendations for a while. I kind of narrowed it down to 2, and I decided it on rental price. One would cost $4 to rent. One would cost $1.99 to rent. I'm gonna go with $1.99 to rent, and it is Marion Max, which is, if not my favorite animated movie of all time, like top 5 for sure. Me and Olivia have talked about it in the past, and I genuinely love it. I hope you get something out of it. I have kind of had bad luck recommending animated movies to you in the past with Coraline and Prince of Egypt, so I'm hoping that this will...
I'm not an animated movie kind of guy. I think that's what it is, but
You don't
I'm
like any animated movies?
I used to like animation a whole lot more when I was younger. It's just nowadays I'm definitely more live action I've seen. But I'm down for it still. Yeah. It's just I definitely know I'm not going to be a,
Yeah, I would say that this one's a significantly different experience from those other two. So, and I would also like to rewatch it myself. I watched it like 2 or 3 years ago and just absolutely loved it. So yeah, we'll try that.
So this one, I feel like the topic is going to be very short anyway, which is kind of good. We can have episodes like that. It's a 17-minute long short film thing on Netflix that I found very early on this year. I was just very curious about it. It's called What Did Jack Do? On Netflix.
Is this the...
It's with the monkey.
Yeah, is this David Lynch or David Fincher? David Lynch, right?
Yeah, it's black and white. It's very weird. It's very weird.
I've heard about this. I do want to watch it.
I don't know what to think of it. I don't know if there's going to be much to talk about with this, but it's going to be interesting to see your reaction, I guess.
Yeah, so, I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to it. Actually, I was planning on watching that eventually. I heard all about that. Yeah.
What did Jack do?
I think it's.
And
David
what he
Lynch.
did will shock you.
Cool. All right. Do we have time for a random question and a guest?
I don't know about random question, but I think I hear someone in my room. I hope no one is in your room too. Otherwise, this is going to be very weird.
I can ask him the more random question. I'm not cutting this segment out, and 94 is not the time to cut the segment out.
What are you doing here? Oh God.
What are you doing here?
It is I, Danny DeVito, Liam, fancy son. Yama cashier. That's the line.
Yeah.
Why is my background pink?
I don't know. Maybe it's like zoomed in on Danny
Honk
DeVito's
honk like my
face.
nose, idiot.
Yeah. How you doing, Danny DeVito, Liam?
Fancy son. Yeah, I'm doing pretty
I thought it was
good.
supposed to be clones of us. Why is it like Kermit and Danny?
There are more of us out there, you know. Don't be
Okay.
fancy sonist.
Mm.
We're a race.
Let me
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Oh,
pull up a
Kermit, is
random
that you?
question. I'm trying to pull up a random question for you, DeVito and son. You say your piece. You can. I don't know. Like, what do you want to say? Like, a lot of you guys keep visiting the show, and I don't know what to say to you. Like, what is your
Yeah.
piece?
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised you haven't asked about where Danny DeVito is. Oh, shit. You're back.
Yep, I can hear you now. Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
I'm trying to do random question generator, but it won't pull up. I gotta use a different website. It's not letting me do this.
Are you not gonna wonder where Danny DeVito is?
Well, I said I thought he lived in New York. Am I wrong about that?
He's not living anywhere nowadays.
Oh.
If you know what I mean.
Did you kill Danny DeVito?
I killed Danny DeVito.
Alright, well that's fucked up, dude. Fuck you.
This is the plan.
Fuck you. Okay, so that is the fucking plan. You are just killing off
Did not
the
just.
normals.
Did I just say that shit?
Okay, yeah, well, I mean, you know, Kermit kind of
Boop,
gave it away before, you
boop, bop.
asshole.
Ring, ring. Ring.
Is there
Oh,
not
hey.
gonna be any...
I'm calling my brothers. Excuse me. Yeah, I told them the plan. Yeah, I fucked up. Yeah, I told them the plan. Okay, they hung up on me. So
Kermit,
they're kind of
Liam.
pissed.
Well, Frog Liam did that last episode.
That fucker.
And he just wasn't honest about it like you were.
I'm not fessing up to anything.
Well, you literally called your fucking brothers and told them. I'm saying that he wasn't honest with your brothers.
Cashier.
Yeah, I am running the cashier.
What's
I'm
the
trying-
line again?
I hear that I hear you're working the cashier.
I hear you're working the cashier.
I think it's playing the cashier.
Playing the cashier.
Alright. Well, would you rather question?
Would I rather
Wait, come on.
stand behind the cashier? Yes. I need a drink.
Oh, wait. Would
Completely
you rather...
irrelevant.
Okay, David Liam, let me ask you this. Would you rather understand what everyone is thinking or see everyone's future?
I'd like to know what everyone's thinking about all these crazy prices. That was a voice joke. It was funny because I made a voice.
I would like to see everyone's future because it would give me a good heads up about the apocalypse.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Well, like if I could see that everyone was gonna die the same year, then I could like start preparing.
Why would you want to see that?
Because I guess I could be more prepared. Maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I would just rather die. But
Why would you want to see people just dead?
Why would you want to? If you could hear what everyone was thinking, that could like start to really build up and frustrate you.
Yeah, well, to each their own, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather see it than hear it.
That would be so many voices at once.
Yeah, well, you didn't gotta specify the question, like if you can control it or something. I don't know, I'm thinking about this too much.
We could refresh the
Cashier.
page and get a better one. I am a cashier.
I like just saying the word cashier a whole lot.
Would you rather find a hidden camera in your bathroom or in your bedroom? Definitely my bathroom. I would rather have video of me taking a shit than.
I have a whole bunch of stuff online anyway. I don't care about the bathroom stuff. Yeah, no. Yeah, if it's in my bathroom, it's fine. I've been in many pornos, as you may know. I'm actually a very successful porn actor. Yeah.
I mean, even with the bedroom, it doesn't even have to be like anything like really weird or creepy. It could just be like, I'm on a phone call, a private phone call in my bedroom. I don't want someone to be able to see and hear that. If I'm in the bathroom, I'm not doing anything other than taking a shit. Or taking a piss or taking a shower.
Have
Someone
you ever
wants to look at this.
Have you ever seen a Danny DeVito Liam Fancy Son porno?
I have not.
You should check it out. I
just
put
did
out some
until-
pretty great stuff on the hubs.
on the hubs.
All of them. Pretty good
Pornhub.
content. What's
I
that?
know that there's other hubs.
Hmm.
Grubhub.
Grub Hub. Okay, wrote that down. All right, well, I gotta go.
Alright.
I gotta leave you with a thing, I guess. Otherwise, my whole point here is pointless, right? Let's pull up a thing. That's. Did he say the seashell thing last time?
He did say the seashell thing last time, actually.
Oh, did he say the
kinda
women are property bit yet?
He did and got cut off, and that's very misogynistic.
What if I was like about to say the N-word and then I just left?
If you say the N-word, then
Yeah.
you'll be banned. Don't say the
I don't
N-word.
want to be banned. I'm not a cashier.
Okay.
Nick. Yikes. Seriously, those last two Fancy Sons. I don't know
He's
why.
not allowed back on the show. He tried to say the N-word.
Mm.
He's not allowed to come back.
You think we can get Shaggy on the phone to give him the N-word pass, like rent it out?
Froglium can come back on. DeVitolium cannot.
Yeah.
Because he tried to say the N-word on a
What if we
podcast.
put him back on for Hunger Games? It's like taking a gamble of whether or not he's going to come back after that or not. Because
Cancel
culture him?
DeVitolium.
Okay.
We're canceling DeVitolium.
Damn.
He's
really
done.
Be like that.
He's done. It's like Mike talking to his granddaughter. You're done.
We got to end this.
Well, cool. So next episode we'll have more recommendations. I guess for like
when are we gonna get guests on before 100?
Yeah, maybe like from 90s. I don't know. Maybe like 97, 98, 99. Could be like
I mean, next
guests.
episode is 95. We could do 96 through to 100, just guests. You know.
I was thinking maybe like I was gonna say maybe 97, 98, 99, and then
100.
So that's
the last
4
three,
episodes. Yeah, the last 3 plus 100 is a guest episode technically.
97, 90. Oh, 4. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's 4. And then like we can connect with our last recommendations of the season then.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we get a guest on who wants to do the movie recommendation like Matt, but I don't think that'll be happening.
Yeah.
I guess we got to get Chris on because Chris is every season in the Every Season Club. I have not spoken to Chris in a while.
Unless if they come on during episode 100.
Yeah, I mean Veronica. I feel like we. Verona, come on. He's the OG guest.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody.